Hello my friend, welcome to our channel, Filipino Celebrity Now. In this video, we are going to tell you about Kabal Tuko. Kabal Tuko is a 1988 Filipino fantasy comedy film directed by J. Iras Theo Navoa, written by Jose N. Carrion, and starring Susan Roces, Eddie Gutierrez, and twin child actors Richard and Raymond Gutierrez. Siamese twins are born to a simple couple and they bring both luck and misfortune to their doting parents, Richard Gutierrez along with his twin brother Raymond. Started as Siamese twins Totoy and Kokoy in Kabal Tuko, 1988, starting twins real-life fathers Eddie Gutierrez and Susan Roces. Produced by Regal Films, the film was released on April 14, 1988. Critic Luciano Soriano of the Manila Standard gave Kabal Tuko a negative review, criticizing its fantastical elements and an excessive number of characters as preventing the film from telling a potentially interesting story. A 1988 film cast then and now in 2022. So let's get started right away. Number 1, Susan Roces. In 1988, aged 46, Miss Susan Roces has lived a complete life as a woman, a wife, a mother, a professional actor. A pillar of the industry, a genuine queen, Miss Susan Roces was awarded one of Sine Sandon's Philippine cinema luminaries and part of the Love Team of the Century honor, which she shared with her late husband Fernando Poe, Jr. During the centenary year of Philippine cinema in 2019, she had left an unforgettable imprint not just on the first 100 years of our film history, but also on our collective memory as a nation. Her work has been honored by the country's most prestigious award-giving organizations, including the Filipino Academy of Movie Arts and Sciences Awards, the Film Academy of the Philippines Awards, and the Philippine Movie Press Club Star Awards for movies. She witnessed the evolution of the country's film and entertainment industry in her 7 decades in the industry, starring in over 130 movies throughout her career, from her beginnings in 1952 in Jose Nepomuceno's Mga Bituin in Kinabukasan, at 11 years old, to her unexpected re-entry, in 1956 via Sampaguita Pictures, Boxindra, to her latest role as Lola Flora in the country's long-running television action series, Ang Provinciano, along with her memorable advertisements. She matured as an actor with the business, surfing the tides of shifting fashions, and the highs and lows of Philippine film. Over the decades she has witnessed everything. Miss Susan Roces began her career as a Gloria Romero movie enthusiast who traveled to Quezon City to see the Sampaguita actress. This is where she was found and offered the title part that launched her brilliant career from there. She had a string of leading parts that lasted until the end of the 1950s. Miss Roces' performance in the following decade was more delicate and subtle, bringing life to Maruja by Mars Ravello and appearing in the epic Perlising Silangan, co-starring with the king of Philippine movies, Fernando Poe, Jr. The 1970s demonstrated her range as she performed parts in horror and suspense, genres that were foreign to her. Celso ad Castillo's Patian Mosa Sindak Si Barbara in 1974 and Maligno in 1977 were among them. In 1978, she received her second FAMAS Award for her performance as Maruja in Lino Braca's Gumising Ka Maruja, her blockbuster films with husband Fernando Poe, Jr., as well as other famous performances, secured her position in our cinematic history in the decades that followed. She did not stop with her triumph in movies but also ventured into television and commercial endorsements. Her key parts in memorable and top-rated programs such as John and Shirley, Isa Pa Lamang, Walang Hanggan, and her most recent television effort, Ang Provinciano, are noteworthy. We can see from her life and profession how crucial it is to be able to adapt and change with the times, to never stop adding to one's armory of talents. Miss Susan Roces was noted for her acting abilities, but she is remembered most for her courteous and stable presence, which touched everyone around her with her loving light. She is remembered as an inspiration to her co-actors and co-workers, particularly in the Mowel Fund, of which she was an active member. Perhaps her consistent generosity is the basis for her perseverance in this difficult, ever-changing field. Susan Roces, dubbed as the Queen of Philippine Movies, has died at age 80. She passed away peacefully on a Friday evening, May 20, 2022, surrounded by love and warmth, with her daughter Grace, her nephews Joseph and Jeffrey, and many of her family and close friends. Number 2, Eddie Gutierrez. In 1988, aged 46, Jorge Eduardo Piquet Gutierrez, born February 6, 1942, professionally known as Eddie Gutierrez, is a Filipino actor and former matinee idol. Gutierrez was born at 4:50 a.m. on February 6, 1942, at Manila Doctors Hospital in Ermita, Manila. 1. He is the son of Antonio Atade Gutierrez, Jr., August 5, 1913, in Santa Mesa, Manila, February 10, 1954, in Santa Mesa, Manila, and Mary Rufina Herons Piquet, born November 24, 1916, in Tonda, Manila. His parents were married on April 14, 1939. In Santa Mesa, Manila, he married Annabel Rama on November 8, 1980, with whom he has 6 children: Ruffa, Rocky, Elvis, Richard, Raymond and Richie Paul. His wife serves as the talent manager for his children who are in the entertainment industry. He also had 2 children from previous relationships. Tonton Gutierrez with actress Liza Lorena in 1968 and Ramon Christopher Gutierrez with singer Pilita Corrales in 1971, also known as Asia's Queen of Songs, and grandmother of actress Janine Gutierrez, daughter of Ramon Christopher Gutierrez. He has 14 grandchildren. He married Annabel Rama on November 8, 1980, with whom he has 6 children: Ruffa, Rocky, Elvis, Richard, Raymond and Richie Paul. His wife serves as the talent manager for his children who are in the entertainment industry. He also had 2 children from previous relationships: Tonton Gutierrez with actress Liza Lorena in 1968 and Ramon Christopher Gutierrez with singer Pilita Corrales in 1971, also known as Asia's Queen of Songs, and grandmother of actress Janine Gutierrez, daughter of Ramon Christopher Gutierrez. He has 14 grandchildren. Number 3, Richard Gutierrez. In 1988, aged 4, Gutierrez began acting as a child with his twin brother. He has worked in many movies with his father and his brothers. Gutierrez signed a non-exclusivity contract with Viva Artists Agency in 2008, wherein he worked in the movie Patient X and where his ex-girlfriend in Curtis is a talent. In 2015, his twin brother Raymond and sister Ruffa signed an exclusivity contract with Viva Artists Agency. He is also a Greenpeace spokesperson and environmentalist, and hosted documentary and reality series and television specials such as Anatomy of a Disaster. Gutierrez was a freelance actor following the end of his exclusive contract with GMA Network on June 26, 2013. On August 7, it was reported by the Philippine entertainment portal that Gutierrez had fathered a child with Sarah Labati. The couple welcomed a boy whom they named Zion back in April 2013. He later confirmed the news on the first episode of It Takes Guts to Be a Gutierrez, a reality TV program that revolves around his family's life. The show began airing on June 2014. In 2017, Richard signed a contract with ABS-CBN and starred in the horror fantasy series La Luna Sangre, and he joined the cast of Ang Provinciano in 2020. In 2009, Gutierrez was charged with reckless imprudence, arising from the death of his production assistant, Norman Pardo, who died in a car accident in May 2009. Gutierrez and Pardo were driving to Manila from Silang, Cavite. Gutierrez was injured, and Pardo, seated in the passenger seat, died on the spot. In August 2012, The Court of Appeals reinstated the charge of reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. The appellate court granted the petition filed by Pardo's widow seeking the nullification of the two resolutions that had been issued by former Justice Secretaries Agnes Devanadara and Alberto Agra. Respectively, the appellate court stated, "To the mind of this court, if the indeed private respondent was not driving fast, it would have been easy for him to stop his car and thwart any untoward incident." Number 4. Raymond Gutierrez, 1988, aged 4. Raymond Gutierrez was born in Los Angeles, California to matinee idol Eddie Gutierrez and talent manager Anabel Rosales Rama Gutierrez. He is the fifth of 6 siblings. He has an older sister Raffy Gutierrez, a twin brother Richard Gutierrez, 2 older brothers, Rocky Gutierrez and Elvis Gutierrez, and a younger brother Richie Paul Gutierrez. He also has 2 older half-brothers Tonton Gutierrez and Ramon Christopher Gutierrez. After living for a few years in the Philippines, his family moved to Beverly Hills, California. He attended Beverly Hills High School in Beverly Hills, California. He began acting as a child with his twin Richard. He has also worked with his father and his other siblings in some Filipino movies, according to his parents, Eddie and Anabel Gutierrez. Raymond is the funniest among the Gutierrez children. They said that Raymond is the one who makes them laugh the most. His mother added that among her 6 children, Raymond is the most diligent and that he was the only one who did not need a tutor while growing up. On August 1, 2021, Gutierrez came out as gay in an interview with Mega Entertainment magazine. Gutierrez has been offered to act in movies and on TV shows but has declined to do so. He says he will just leave it to twin brother Richard, and that he wants to focus on his hosting. His hosting skills have been praised and awarded many times. He has also impressed some famous personalities who already made their names in the business, like Ryan Seacrest, who praised his way of opening his then show, Pinoy Idol. In October 2011, he became the style director for Esquire magazine Philippines. Gutierrez is an endorser of Sexy Solution by Bello. He is also the launch creative consultant and one of the brand ambassadors of Magnum Ice Cream in the Philippines. On January 25, 2012, Gutierrez signed a 3-year contract with Viva Entertainment along with his siblings, Richard and Rafa. In 2012, Gutierrez became active in hosting live, non-televised events for launching different products in the Philippines. In May 2012, he hosted press events for Bench to launch endorsers such as Joe Jonas of Jonas Brothers, and Allison Harvard and Dominique Reigard of America's Next Top Model. In June 2012, Gutierrez attended the Men's Fashion Week in London to represent Esquire Philippines. In July 2012, he became an endorser for Bench/Fix Salon, which is part of the Bench clothing brand. In August 2012, Showbiz Central, which he co-hosted for 5 years, was replaced with HOT-TV, which he still co-hosts. He was also launched as one of the endorsers of Trisem in the Philippines. On September 6, 2012, he hosted the launch of the first Philippine branch of Cotton On in SM Mall of Asia. On September 22, he hosted the launch of the second in SM Mega Mall. Gutierrez also took part in Dolphy Alay Tawa, a musical tribute to the king of Philippine comedy. He co-hosted a segment with his sister Raffy Gutierrez. Gutierrez co-owns the Gramercy Cafe, which opened in February 2014 and is located at the Gramercy Tower in Makati, Philippines. Number 5, Palito. In 1988, aged 54. Reynaldo Alfredo Hipólito was a veteran Filipino slapstick comedian and actor who was at the height of his career in the 1970s and 80s. He was well known for his unusually light build and thin anatomy, earning him the self-deprecating screen name, Palito, which is Spanish for stick and is glossed in Filipino as matchstick or toothpick. Palito was born in Calamba, Laguna, near the house of Dr. Jose Rizal, known as the Rizal Shrine. As a teenager in the 1950s, he took a job as a dishwasher in a restaurant called Alex Soda Fountain. Located beside the Cine Odeon along Calle Azcarraga, now C.M. Recto Avenue, the restaurant was frequented by movie stars, and he was discovered by Loro Santiago of Santiago Productions. He was only 21 when he first discovered the world of stage acting. A student of Arellano University, he decided to choose acting over his studies. Around 1959, Palito started as an extra in the 1960 Principe Amante movie, starring the then superstar Rogelio de la Rosa. One of his early movies was Pitong Zapata. In 1965, his first non-extra role was that as a sidekick of June Aristarenas in the late 60s film Bing Bong at Dodong. At first, he was cast in straight action films, but because of his thinness, he was groomed as a comedian. He would be seen regularly working with actors Fernando Poe Jr. Dolphy, Chiquito, Nino Mulac, and the comedy trio Tito, Vic and Joey. In the late 1970s, the decline of Philippine movies and the emergence of Bomba films hurt Palito's career. The action and comedy films which Palito made were not being made as they used to. Those were the times when Palito lost many of his investments. In the 1980s, Palito played in Johnny Rambo Tango, 1985, Rambudo, 1986, No Blood, No Surrender, 1985, James Bone Agent 001, and Commander Kalansale, 1988. He would also be known as a star in a lot of kitsch Pinoy horror films as a zombie slash corpse. His sunken hollow eyes and reed-thin body, while not aesthetically pleasing in the popular sense, fit the corpse-like demeanor that local filmmakers love to utilize. Palito laid low from Philippine cinema in the 90s, only occasionally playing bit parts, like in the 1992 film by contemporary comedian/actor Dolphy, Home Along the River, a send-up of the popular American Home Alone franchise. In 1993, he acted in Walang Matigas na Buto Sa Gudam na Aso. On June 17, 2004, burgeoning comedy actor Vong Navarro portrayed the veteran comedian in a TV real-life drama series, Malala Mo Kaya, focusing on his life story as a survivor of the Japanese occupation during World War II and his heyday as a slapstick comedian during the 1970s and 1980s. Palito starred in an independent film, Interpol, Senior Citizen in Action, released on August 24, 2005. Amid the decline of Philippine cinema, while it was received well by nostalgic moviegoers and local movie critics, it failed to take the general public's notice due to a lack of promotion and marketing. His last movie was Monay in 2007. Palito's family, the Hippolitos, sold their house in Pasita Complex in San Pedro, Laguna in 2004 and moved to Imus, Cavite for a smaller place in a low-cost housing subdivision in Cavite. Once number 6, Cecile Debiana Iigo in 1988, age 35. The first plus-size actress to become a box office sensation was Cecile Iigo. She burst into Philippine showbiz via a 1977 talent search for a woman to play the role of Debiana, a pleasingly plump but pretty lady based on a comics character on Hiwaga Comics. The Debiana Talent Come Beauty Search was seen on TV. And when the medtech graduate from Mandaluyong appeared on screen to introduce herself, many were surprised at her uncanny resemblance to heavyweight serial comics character Inigo. Won the contest hands down and was quickly signed up by Starz Production, so filming could start. The pre-publicity for Debiana and the charming performance of Inigo captivated audiences nationwide, and the film became a certified box office hit. Inigo, who had never dreamt of being a screen star because of her figure, instantly became a national name. She not only went on to do Debiana sequels, Wonder Debiana, Familia Ni Debiano, and Debiana and Barrack, all in 1978, but also was wanted for commercials by advertisers who saw her ample-size potential as an effective product endorser. Little did people know that Cecile came from a showbiz family that includes stepdad Loro Delgado, Victor Laurel, Tessia Ganya and Charlie Davo, a brother-in-law, but she never had to go through the process of being an extra or supporting actress first. She was launched instantly in a starring role, and she delivered. Iñigo continued to be active in showbiz and made films from the 80s through the 2000s. She also was seen frequently on TV. Her last movie was Tusong Tusum, 2001, the roly-poly actress who was much loved for her Debiana signature role passed away on March 17, 2005. She was 52. Number 7. Jenny Linney, 1988, age 16. She is an actress, known for Anak and I Zuma, 1987, Moises Platon, 1988, and Bobo Cop, 1988. Jenny Lin in 2022, aged 51. Number 8. Isabel Granada in 1988, aged 12. Isabela Villarama Granada was a Filipino actress and singer. Isabel Granada was the daughter of Humberto Ortiz Granada, a Filipino chief marine engineer, and Isabel Villarama, a Spanish homemaker. Her father died in 1995. Granada attended the Philippine Air Transport and Training Services College, where she obtained her bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering in 2001 and secured the private pilot license. She served as an airwoman second class in the Philippine Air Force for 2 years. Granada was a commercial model before starting a career in acting. Granada's first marriage was to Jeric Geneski, a counselor in Pampanga, which was accidentally discovered during the removal of a benign tumor in her uterus. On October 25, 2017, Granada fell into a coma after experiencing 6 cardiac arrests during a meet and greet session with her fans in Doha, Qatar. Granada had traveled to Doha with her husband to attend the Philippine Tourism and Trade Conference, where she was a guest speaker. She was rushed to the Heart Hospital of the Hamad Medical Corporation and was later transferred to Hamad General Hospital. Granada had suffered from a brain hemorrhage and aneurysm that affected her heart. On October 27, 2017, she was declared brain dead. Granada died on November 4, 2017, at age 41. Number 9. Fatima Alvir remains to be one of the best-known products of That's Entertainment. A kid from the 80s and the 90s most likely knows former teen star Fatima Alvir as one of the mainstays of the defunct star-producing youth-oriented program That's Entertainment. She is best remembered as one of the most angelic faces in the show back then. She was teamed up with musician, former actor, and fellow Tuesday group member Brill Mondjar. She may not have reached the peak of fame that her counterparts Cheryl Cruz, Manolin Raines, or Lot Lot de Leon did, but she also had her fair share of appearances in movies and television that made her fans remember her until today. Her fame, however, did not last long when she decided to quit showbiz early on in her career. Unlike her batchmates who stayed active until today, she is now living in the U.S. Number 10. Chucky Dreyfus in 1988, aged 13. Chucky Dreyfus, born Charles de Joya Dreyfus on August 7, 1974, is a Filipino film actor. He received his first award as Best Child Performer 1984 at the Metro Manila Film Festival, won the FAMAS Award 1985 for Best Child Actor in the film Idol, in which he played the sidekick of Philippine action star Rudy Fernandez, and in 1988 won Best Child Performer in Film Academy of the Philippines, FAP, award for Once Upon a Time. Dreyfus was 10 years old when he made his film debut in the 1984 film Idol with Rudy Fernandez. He was seen in numerous TV commercials like Colgate, KFC, Pizza Hut, and in print ads as well. Following the film's success, he joined the cast of That's Entertainment, a show geared toward Filipino youth. He was paired with Isabel Granada as a love team in several films too. Examples are Magic to Love, 1989, and Lessons in Love, 1990. Dreyfus is also the composer of the Rochelle and Go song Bake It from the album I Care. Under Viva Records, Bake It also became the theme song of ABS-CBN's evening telenovela, Mirada de Mujer. He also produced the theme song of the teen show SEQ Reload titled, Kilig Ako. He composed 2 songs, Miss and Kayat Na, included on Sarah Geronimo's album Taking Flight under Viva Records, and is also the songwriter of the song Lajing K Ganda, from Geronimo's album My Phone. Charles Chucky Dreyfus is the only child of architect Henry Dreyfus and Cynthia Dreyfus. Dreyfus comes from a line originating from Alsace, France. His family is from the province of Negros Occidental. Dreyfus is married to Marie-Aileen Regina Bayani Dreyfus. They tied the knot in 2001 at Santuario de San Jose in Green Hills. They have 2 children, Ralph and Isabella. Chucky Dreyfus in 2022, age 48. Number 11, Raffy Romillo. In 1986, then 16-year-old Raffy first caught the attention of TV impresario Eddie Allard. Raffy was enrolled in a summer class on radio TV newscasting and broadcasting conducted by the renowned broadcaster. Raffy passed the audition, but Cats, a sitcom aired after student canteen, lasted only 6 months. The volatile economic and political situation of the country, leading to the EDSA revolt, consequently affected various media. As soon as the situation quieted down a bit, Raffy was hired by German Moreno as one of the mainstays of That's Entertainment. He also became a Regal baby and did about 6 movies. He was supposed to do more, but in 1991, tired and craving for something new, Raffy left for the US. Admittedly, Raffy enjoyed his anonymity in a foreign country when Pinatubo erupted. Also in 1991, the reluctant actor decided to prolong his stay abroad. Raffy shuttled back and forth between Manila and the US. Showbiz took a back seat as the former That's Entertainment alumnus ventured into managing a bar, and then working in Senator John Osmina's staff, before settling temporarily in Dubai, where he supervised an arcade center. By 2004, Raffy missed being in show business. The soap opera craze was in full blast and he was lured into trying his luck to get his showbiz career back on track. Number 12. Brill Mondjar. A Tuesday group member of That's Entertainment was teen actor Brill Mondjar, who also made films with Regal Films. After That's Entertainment, he returned to the band. Then his band went abroad to Brunei, to the US military bases, Japan and Guam, where he was the vocalist. It was also here that Brill discovered the world of theater, from which he learned so much. When he entered the theater, he saw the difference. The discipline was different. He is happy with TV, but then he earned a lot in theater, so he continued. Brill does not lose the plan to return the spirit of his career in showbiz, but he needs a manager. Even though That's Entertainment has been gone for a long time, their group was still intact and they are now close friends. Brill is now married and has 2 children. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.